No way. How do I share links? Be right back. Just sharing the link. All right, it says I'm live. Wonder how many people are gonna show up. I don't know. I'll have to give it a try. How shaky it is. No, so far 0 people. Well, I'm here to answer questions. Lots of people ask questions. I shared an idea about oh, somebody said hello. Hello. You're the first visitor ever to my first ever hiking live stream. Thought I'd give it a try. See if I can answer some questions for people. I posted on Discord the other day about box critters. Just an idea of, I know people really want rare items. They feel it's really important. Sadly, it's actually, there's not many people that actually have them. So that's the problem. So how do you make them still rare is the idea there. So I was toying around with the idea that maybe each player can give out a number of keys per item. Maybe it's limited. Let's say you have the blue toque and you can only give away maybe 3 copies or 5 copies of the toque. And you get to choose whoever you want to give them to. But that'd be it. So it solves a lot of problems like with bots and things, because even if you created a new count today, you still couldn't give away a rare item from the past. Right? Maybe an item has to wait a year before you can give it away or something like that. I don't know. Toying with the idea, looking forward to exploring some concepts there. Is the live stream even working? Somebody like say something, say, yes, the live stream works. Because I have no idea, I'm out hiking. So, might not work. Working on a new board game. Really excited. Actually, I'm working on 3 new board games. But we tend not to, if you're creative, you're always creating stuff. That's the point. The trick is always the marketing. Because, hello everybody. The trick is the marketing, because you can't tell everyone that you're working on 3 board games and try to sell 3 at the same time. That never works. So usually what we do is we work on a bunch, work on multiple video games, work on multiple board games, are all the same thing in my mind. They're just games, worlds, stories, characters. Thanks for creating Club Penguin. We love you all. Thank you. Strong bladder. I'm glad you have a strong bladder. When I drink too much coffee, I don't think I have a strong bladder. Anyway. You should make the stream public so you can see more subscribers. Well, one day I was thinking I'd make it more public as I practice. The truth is I actually have no idea how long my battery will last. So I hike every day. I actually hike, for those in the metric system, I almost walk and hike and do conference calls for about 15 to 20 kilometers every single day. Do you play video games? No. Surprisingly, no. I actually own every Nintendo DS there is, and Nintendo Game Boy Advances, and I only bought 1 game, and that was Advance Wars. That's why the original design for Club Penguin was a big snowball war game, and I just love tactical games. I've only played really that 1 game. Lately, maybe 2 years ago, I started playing Zelda, and that was about it. Hey, everybody. Welcome. And that's about it. Surprisingly, if you actually do your research, the creator of Mario and everything, they don't play any other video games either. I get more enjoyment creating games than playing games. Did you buy the Club Penguin DS game? Well, no. They gave me free copies. I never bought one. Did I play it? No, actually, I've never played it. So you can watch something. I missed that chat. Favorite Cardjitsu game? I don't know. Haven't played any of them. I love designing the first one. Really enjoyed that. I love watching the team design the other ones. That was great. Actually, I never really played any of them. I don't play many games, people. I love designing games. If I'm going to spend an hour of my day, I'm going to design and create a new game. I don't play many other people's games. Played a lot of MMOs. So, a designer or a developer, I do not understand. I would say I'm a designer. Designer is the person that comes up with the concepts and designs for it. But I also know how to code, so that makes me a developer. So I guess developer means you're building it. Did I provide feedback for Cardjitsu? I provided all the original designs for it. I actually came up with the concept, everything. Worked with the very talented Michael Elliott. He's one of the lead designers of Magic the Gathering card game. And I came up with the premise, the ninjas, the battle, the paper, rock, scissors. He actually came up with all the cards, balances, weights, and varieties of them. And so most people probably don't know. One of the Magic the Gathering card designers was one of the designers of Cardjitsu. Oh, I missed that chat. What was it? How do you scroll back? Is there a way to scroll back in chats? Top chats, hide all chats. Your voice is so relaxing. It's like an A, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. All messages are visible. Sure, why not? That should have no danger. Hi. Should provide feedback. Yep. Am I cool? No, it's actually pretty hot outside. Do you have a car with a rocket on it? Nope. Drive a Tesla. Check, it has a battery. I'm more of a designer. I think I answered that one. How do you feel when CP had success it did? I'm just happy everybody enjoyed playing it. Any artist, our whole job is to create something that people want to use. That's all it is. Have you ever gotten lost while hiking? Often. I've gotten lost a couple times hiking. And you just bring maps and GPSs. It's fine, whatever. Never slept overnight or anything. How do you get your screen name Rocket Snail? I registered the trademark in 1999 when I started the company. And I used to live in a townhouse. And outside the townhouse was just snails everywhere. And I had this funny picture of a turtle with a rocket on it. And I always just walked by the snails and went, snails with rockets would be funny too. So I just said, it's Rocket Snail. Honestly, every name we ever picked, even Club Penguin, it has to do with, is the .com available and is all the social media available? So I looked at rocketsnail.com and it was available. So that was it. That was the name of the company. What I never knew is how accurate it was. I tend to do quite amazing big ideas, but I take forever to build them. So the snail analogy is quite humorous and it stuck with me. It's really good. Oh, by the way, this is the new Stars of Icarios t-shirts. Hope you guys backed our board game. I love investing in new creatives and designers. So this one's being created by Brendan. He's got a fantastic design for it. If you ever get to play it, it's really cool. It's a board game. You play cooperatively. So you flip open the chart, you start your first campaign, and you solve it. But based on the choices you make throughout the board game, the game changes, the story changes. So we'll see how many people get to the end fast. You can go to the website actually in Games, OOMM games.com. And you can, actually we don't have a link on the site. I'm gonna bug the guys. We're gonna have to get a link. All right, what were these questions? Hey man, grew up playing. University, you guys played lots. What was your favorite party in Club Penguin? I always loved the Halloween parties. Halloween parties were the best. Do you think you could reach the number of followers you need for the Kickstarter for your board game? I don't know. Hope so. You never know. People might not want the game. That's fine. That's just another game that falls down. We just make another one. Every single game that you try is just, you get to learn. So every game I've made, if someone ever sat down and actually wrote out the whole timeline of all the games I've worked on and all the different companies I've worked at, you'll probably notice that the games are only like 3 or 4 different designs. And what we're trying to do is find out, well, what works. Glad you're out hiking. His health is important. Thanks. What was this? Oh. I got that one. How do you scroll to the bottom? Oh, what's this one? If I made you a car that looked like a snail with a rocket on it, would you buy it? No. Nope. What was your favorite Puffle? The black one, because it wasn't black. Because if you remember, he lit on fire. So I always thought it was his hair was burnt, so that's why he was black. But what color really was he? Unknown. That was always my personal joke. Oh, we actually had to, a little side story. When we started making the Puffles, because he's on fire in the game, we spent days outside in the back of the parking lot lighting Puffles on fire. Because we thought kids might, hey, my Puffle turns into a fireball. And they just take, and light them on fire. So we wanted to make sure if they were flammable or not. It took a lot of effort. You had to pour a lot of gasoline on a Puffle to actually get it to burn. So it was pretty cool. It was a free car. What do I need a car for? I'm out hiking. How long will this stream be? Well, let's check my battery. How do I check my battery? I'm at half my battery, so that's probably how long this stream will be. Will box critters have pets? Well, technically you are a pet. Yes, there will be a type of pets. I'm keeping that one a secret. I've told the team that's the only thing they're not allowed to talk about. And hope to have something for you in the future. What made you decide to turn box critters from 3D to 2D? Speed. 2D is so much faster to maintain and update. We can actually, well, we don't have enough people hired, but we can actually create events and content at like every week, well, almost every day. So that's why we went 2D. The funny part is, based on research, most this younger generation that's coming up love 2D. Oh, what was the comment I got told in my research papers? They love it because 2D is more, because everybody's doing 3D. 2D is more popular right now because it's technically more advanced or something crazy like that. It was insane. My favorite thing in Club Penguin was the PSA Missions. I absolutely loved them. As a kid, I played a lot of adventure games, and that's why I wanted them in Club Penguin. And little side note, I am trying to work with a game studio and a third-party game studio right now and see if we can actually build that engine that we created the Club Penguin adventure games with as an engine so that everyone can start building more and more adventures. My hope is that you guys would actually just recreate the Club Penguin ones. That'd be cool. Kind of like an itch.io thing where everybody just submits their adventures. I have 4 questions. Mr. Snail, 1, how do you feel when CP had the success that it did? Oh, it's great. It's great that everybody loves the game. Well, I don't quite understand. People ask me that question often. I don't think I'm answering what they think I'm supposed to answer. What was your biggest CP mistake? I can't think of any, other than there was one day I didn't have my filter turned on and I started F-bombing all the kids and they all like gasped. And I was like, oh no, I forgot that our snail has no filter. And I shouldn't be testing the filter live while everybody's playing. So that was a dumb idea. That's probably a big mistake. How do you feel when it shut down? I was sad it was shut down. I think a lot of people misunderstood. A lot of the industry believed and still believes that Club Penguin is a game. It's not a game. It's a world. It's a place where you had a character in an environment with friends that played games. It was not a game. And I think that's the sad part. Sad part, I don't think it was realized that you're deleting people's identities, not a game. It's not version 2 is coming out. It's okay, you can start all over. I think that's where it got messed up a lot. Do I play? Did you play? I played Club Penguin Island. Frankly, it took like an hour to play. And then the content was done. And I complained to the team way before they launched it. I said, guys, you just made a game. It takes an hour to 2 hours to consume your content. You're done. There's no community here. So that's about all I ever played with it. I'm surprised your connection's good enough to go live. Well, I'm Canadian. We have some of the best internet in the world. That's the best part. Keeps our whole team remote. What tips would you have for making a virtual world? Start small. Just make one. Start with one character. Really, that's the most important part, is the character, because that's what your players are. And then from there, just add content. I'd suggest you use what you can use. I don't have any 3D artists right now. The twins are all 2D. Somebody asked, why did I go back to 2D? Truthfully, it has nothing to do with 3D or 2D. It has to do with what your team is capable of doing. My team was 2D, so I'm doing 2D. How do you like working in HTML5? Oh, I love HTML. I love web. My career started as a web designer I used to build web games in 1995, so that's all I've ever done. I love to be doing it again. I love the platform's caught up. Could we get a room builder? We could use room assets to build our own, maybe in the future. Okay, I got to catch up to some of the, skipping a bunch of text people, going back to the bottom. Will Boxers have a membership? I know you've said it a little while ago, wasn't sure. No plans in having a membership, not like Club Penguin. We're considering ideas a lot like Minecraft Realms and other things, so everyone just plays for free. But if you want to run your own instance of the world, like your own activities or events or something like that, then you can just rent it from us. So it's just like Minecraft. I think it's $14. Well, it's Canadian. $14 Canadian. So what's that? 10? Probably $10 US a month to run your own private Minecraft. So we're thinking something like that. So it has nothing to do with the world. You can always join and fight with someone else. But if you and your group of friends want to run your own little world, we're just going to charge a fee for it. It's one of the ideas we're thinking. How close is the first mini game in Box Critters? Good question. I'm busy working on the card game. I'm also working on finally trying to get a secret game added to the tavern that was always supposed to be there. It's hidden behind the counter, by the way. It's right there, visibly, right in front of you. And if you know my previous game at Hyper Hippo, you should be able to guess what the game is. And working currently with 3 other studios on mini games. So my hope is to get that going faster. I was really delayed on it. I'd hoped that we could use Unity for all the mini games. My plan was that you could build just the connection or social platform in HTML5, run a layer over top with Unity, so that on the mobile version, it's just spawning Unity instances as packages. Sadly, it wasn't performing as high as we wanted it, so I had to reset that plan. And now looking at a couple HTML5 studios. Though I was introduced to Cocos, so we are running 2 Cocos experiments right now if you're a Cocos developer. All right, let's see what the next questions are. Hi, Jen. Who's Jen? Jen must be here. Harold, to manage all your projects, you seem to have a lot of plans in mind. My desk is covered in Post-it notes. Is how I actually manage it. I'm not actually working on that much. I try to find projects that all overlap. So there's the coaching and mentoring side of me, which I probably spend 1 to 2 hours a day. So that's me working with other designers. So that's like Venture Capitalist at Hyper Hippo was created by Cody Vigu. Stars of Icarios right here. It's created by Brendan at Board Games. No Escape board game was created by Jonathan. So I coach a lot of these young designers. So really, that's just a call every day or so. We talk about the designs, we talk about what we're doing, talking about how we can market it or bring it to an audience. And a lot of the Hyper Hippo stuff, the team there is working on, I think it's 5 games right now, probably 4. I think we had to pull it back to 4. And a lot of that's just coaching. So same thing I do with a lot of you guys on the Twitter and Discord and stuff. Just answer your questions, give you input, share some thoughts, challenge you to move it forward. Myself, personal designs, they're all the same. I love building platforms for social environments. So box critters. If you played my Epic Snails game, if you actually look at it technologically behind the scenes, they're the exact same game. A snail moves, a snail puts a hat on, a snail acquires a free item, a snail does a mini game, which was a tank game. All box critters is the same game. So most of my projects are all built off of each other. So I'm doing one thing really. Each time I build a project, I'm looking forward to what it could become next. Let's see if there's more messages. Can we get a toilet paper roll body item that looks... Sure, why not? I'm no longer the CEO, just a heads up. What we found is as companies grow, I tend to be the CEO at the start. If you get the time and you want to take a reading, there's a great book called 0 to 1 about business and starting companies. My superpower, I guess you can call it, I tell the team you always have superpowers and then you have weaknesses. Sadly, school tries to teach you to be a superpower in everything, which is not possible. If you're weak somewhere, just hire people, partner. That's why you need partners. My superpower is that 0 to 1, so I can get a company from nothing to something. And then once it starts the growth phase, which is around 2, 3, 4, I got to hand off to someone strong in business. And what growth phase usually means is the ability to replicate or grow or maximize or optimize a game company. So, for example, I'm no longer the CEO at Hyper Hippo. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer. So my job is to look at the future technology of what's going on in gaming and where we're going. But Sam, who's now the CEO, he's managing, hiring teams of people that can actually replicate and do what we already do and grow the company into it's become a very big company actually. So it's actually we've got 2 of the top 100, top 200 mobile games on the market right now for a small team. That's pretty cool. But that's all scale. Do you ever regret giving away Club Penguin? No. I regret there's nothing going on with it today. I think that's a shame. How's the hike going? Great. So far I have batteries. And I have these crazy new phones where I actually use headphones, which probably should move to wireless. Because, I plug the phone into the phone jack and then I can't charge my phone. So the only thing I'm worried about right now is this is where the bears are. So let's see if I can turn the camera around. I usually run into bears right here. This is the bear tree. Where is it? They're over here. This is the bear tree over here. So see if any bears are up here today. Anybody up there today? No, but check this out. You guys see this on all the claw marks? Deep claw marks. Anyway, I'm usually carrying bear spray and stuff ready to go. I also carry a satellite phone with me, so I'm ready in case of an emergency, which I guess you don't need. You can just use your cell phone. Are the bears aggressive? No. Bears are usually afraid of everything. The problem with bears, if you guys ever want to get into outdoorsy stuff, usually the problem with bears is you surprise the bear. It's not you it's the opposite way around. If a bear is surprised, then it doesn't know what to do. So it most likely will run into you or some other hikers. Yeah, Jen's saying office chatter. I try to scare the ladies at the office. So far it works. They don't go outside. It's good. They get more work done. Oh, wait, Jen probably heard that. I got my lens on the bottom corner. I got to remember to put it on the top because it puts my hand over top. Could you buy Club Penguin? And would you? I've made the offer. It's not hidden or anything. I say it on Twitter and stuff. I have actually talked to Disney and said, hey, if you're not doing anything with it, let me have it. I'm happy to work out a deal. So either to buy, license, anything. Happy to just get it running. It's one of the reasons I created Box Critters, actually. Somebody asked earlier, why is it 2D? Originally it was going to be 3D, but one of the other reasons I did it in 2D was I got asked, could you rebuild Club Penguin in HTML5? I went, yes. They said, well, you don't have anything to demonstrate. And I went, okay, give me 2 weeks. So if you guys remember back in that early January, I just hammered out a quick 200-person demo in one room to demonstrate that, yes, HTML5 could run it. So I just sit and waiting for some executive somewhere to say, yeah, let's do something with it. But you guys are sweet. Oh, that's nice. Critter on. Sure. Oh, Lance, you're awesome. Oh, I think you're awesome. Will any of the original 3D plans for Box Critters be made 2D? No. I don't know when you jumped in live stream. Most of my games are all connected. So Epic Snails is Box Critters. Lexicon Heroes, which was where I took some of the original concept art, is Box Critters. They're all one and the same. Started a little HTML company for Facebook a couple years ago called Happy Bacon. And one of our projects there was called Pint-Sized Pirates, which were hamster pirates. Your critter that you run around with right now is one of the pint-sized pirate critters. The world designs, which were created by Kale for Lexicon. You have to remember, Lexicon was never built. Most of these games never get built. They go through concept, we go through testing, we check against market, we check against analysis, and then we look for traction, we look for momentum. Box Critters has got it. What you need is just stuff like, you guys keep producing fan art, videos, etc. like that. You look for momentum. Do you have fans that are actually wanting to create in a world? That was my big test for those that were in Epic Snails. I created Epic Snails. I was working on Epic Snails. Every week went by. We added something to Epic Snails, and the numbers never changed. And there was no new fan art, no new videos, no new nothing. It was very little. So we put out Box Critters, and they both ran at the same time. What was interesting is the entire Epic Snails audience stopped playing Epic Snails and played Box Critters, which means that as a company, I can spend money on 2 games or 1 game. So I make a decision. Well, I got to put my time into the 1 game. So working on the 1. Everybody stopped playing the Epic Snails. I want to get back to it, and I will. So as Box Critters gets a better server, a better platform, more user interface, and collectibles and stuff like that, then we'll just jump back and work on Epic Snails, because Box Critters is Epic Snails, and Epic Snails is Box Critters. They're the same Node.js server system with databases and etc. like that. They're one and the same. Black bears in the Kelowna area. Even though Kelowna itself, the name Kelowna, is native Indian for female grizzly bear. So there used to be grizzlies in this area. They're actually quite a bit up that way. We actually have wolverines too. So pretty cool. They're not in the Kelowna city area, but they're out that way. How many hours do you work on Box Critters a day? Well, it depends on if I go into a state of absolute delirium and forget time. No idea. The truth, I enjoy coding, so I'm working on different things for Box Critters. Probably do, if it's a good week and I can actually get the time in, I'm probably 2 to 4 hours a day on it. Most of the time I got to do we're doing year ends and stuff for each of the companies right now, so a lot of accounting meetings and different things like that. So that takes up most of my time. So I get about 1 hour to 2 hours in. Do I speak other languages? Well, my first language is gibberish, because most people don't understand me. Second language is English, and I almost failed English in high school. And so my third language, as required by Canadian government, is French. And because I almost failed English, my score in French would be a lot less. I told my French teacher, they were like, your score is like 20%. I said, you should go see my 50% English score. How do you possibly think I'm supposed to learn French? So, je ne sais pas. Or, what is it? Le poisson dans l'avion. There you go. My mom used to say, go pee on the bush. What do we got going on here? Speaking of language. Do you find inspiration hiking? Absolutely. I actually, I was told the other day, I use is it called the Popaton method, which is where you work for like 40 minutes, go do something for 20 minutes, 40, 20, 40, 20. So I actually set on my watch here all the time, about 20-minute increments. So I'll sit down, code, do business meetings, calls, conferences, and then I'll go walk. And I actually take all my email and all my conference calls hiking. Well, battery power is getting close. You speak French too. That's awesome. I speak very opinions of Norway. I have no idea. All I know is I want to go hiking there. Why should I have an opinion of it? I've never been there. My ICT teacher is I don't even know what ICT is. We're in hyper hippo is a bad idea. Why? We actually pay more than most people in the industry. We're actually in the top 60% of the pay scale of all game studios. So learning to speak language is hard work. Yeah, I know it is. It's best to just not bother. Are Club Penguin and Bach Critters in the same universe? Well, technically, they both come from my mind, so I guess the universe is here somewhere. But don't forget, I also have other dumb ideas over here. Like, they didn't allow me to have a dead whale on the beach, and I wanted an event in Club Penguin where a dead whale washed up and the Puffles were gnawing on its bones, and that wasn't allowed. For some reason, the team said that is not appropriate for children, so that wasn't done. Yeah, we will eventually add critters. Okay, people, I know you keep asking for it. It's just a mathematical thing. We have a small team, and I like making big changes because we get feedback and I make changes. And because I throw out the code all the time. I'm a strong believer that you shouldn't just hold on to it. If you learn something, you should adapt it. So the problem, of course, is when you add more critters, more items, and more rooms, is that if you make a drastic change to the code, you suddenly have to rebuild everything in multiplications. We're almost there. We think we have a good stable code to lock it in. And then, we've broken it apart largely. So then we can move forward. Box critters originate from the box dimension. Nope. Domain name was available. I think I shared that at the beginning. No, not from the box dimension. The box dimension and box critters share the same thing. Everyone that worked for Club Penguin always believed the cardboard box was like this place of imagination. So that's why we always took the idea. What did it say? Yeah, it was really good. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I remember you visiting. Sadly, we've been closed. So since March, because we're a small team and we can work remote, and Canada is doing really well with the COVID situation, we have, as an employer, decided we're just going to keep everybody at home. So everybody's still working remote. I'll give you a peek at the Kelowna Okanagan Valley here. Switch. There you go. That's the lake in the background, everything like that. A lot of the mountains and stuff. We're just getting out of a heat wave. A lot of people don't realize that Canada, we got to 43 degrees Celsius, I think it was last week, which is hotter than California had it last week. So, and then we'll get winter. So snow's coming. I'm excited. I'm already trying to book my skiing. See at the Starbucks. What about Starbucks? Hope to visit Canada one day. You guys want a bad Canada joke? I'll tell you my best Canada joke. Ready? So, why is it called Canada? Well, the founders of Canada, because, you have to have founders. Founders got together and said, we need to name this beautiful country. And they decided, what should we call it? And the first founder said, I think it should start with a CA. And they went, yeah, I like the CA. Maybe it could be then followed by an NA. Oh, that's great. We can end it with a DA. Anyway, that's my best Canada joke. It actually means village. The French explorers, when arrived, asked the natives, "Where are we?" And they said, "You are in the village. You're in Canada." And that's it. That's the name. So I don't know which one's funnier. But anyway. Yes, I tell dad jokes. The penguin was littered in dad jokes. Of course I love hiking. What do you think I do? I hike all the time. I go follow my Instagram. It's like all hiking, no work. That's why Boxers is so delayed. That's why there's no mini games. So I can't bring my laptop up here. I have to look at my feet. Well, YouTube just knocked me out, so something must have happened. I'm gonna have to disconnect soon. So I've been delayed. Well, guys, thanks for joining one of my first live streams. Hope I was able to answer some questions. I'm trying to figure out if I can do this regularly, because I think a lot of people would like to hear some answers and questions, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to say goodbye. Catch you guys later. I am planning to do a video on the Battle Bears board game if you're interested in learning how the game design works and plays. And then I'll probably take a live stream if you're interested in just designing games. If you want to get into video games but you don't program, the industry does a lot of what's called paper prototyping, essentially making board games. There's a lot of lessons you can learn from designing a board game that will help you when you work with a programmer communicate your design and message to the programmers, and then they can build the game that you're looking for. So just some ideas. All right, it says battery's about to die. So I gotta figure out how to connect my headphones to a battery pack. Then I'll be rocking and rolling. Maybe you guys can Google it. I got this battery pack. This one, how do I make the headphones work? All right, see you later.